Hello and welcome to That Sports Gamer Show, episode number 85. As always, I'm your host, TJ Lauerman, aka That Sports Gamer, and alongside me, it's a good buddy from the beautiful state of New Jersey, Rich Grisham.
What's going on, TJ?
Rich.
Thanks for having me.
You are welcome to be had. So, Rich.
Yeah.
Long time no talk, which is a lie.
True. We talk all the time.
We should talk about something very serious that's going on right now.
Let's do it.
I don't know if you know, but there is a crisis in the world of sports video games right now.
There is. And I think we should probably sit down in front of a group of people and talk about it.
We should. Not right now, though. We should save that
let's save it for like when we can get a whole bunch of people in a room together.
Somewhere around, I don't know, like April?
In Boston.
April 11th.
Let's do it.
In Boston?
Say 1:30?
I wonder if they're still going to have the sausage and peppers, because we might have to delay to like 1:45. But 1:30 sounds like a pretty good time.
All right.
In the Boston something convention center?
Wherever this thing called PAX East is being held.
We should definitely do that.
All right. It's a deal.
All right. Me, you know who we should get? I recently, this weekend, went to the Museum of Moving Image.
Okay.
In New York City.
Right.
There was an installation about Madden, the history of Madden, the 25 years and running.
Yeah.
This guy from Polygon.com.
I know that guy. You talking about Sumit Sarkar?
Sumit Sarkar. He seems to know stuff about sports video games.
Let's have him on the panel.
I think we should have him on the panel.
Done.
I don't know who else we should have because we can't announce people that we don't know if they're coming.
Well, what about your friend and mine and a current Press Row podcast, Madden League Super Bowl champion and writer extraordinaire, Kat Bailey?
I mean, if she's going to be in Boston at 1:30 on April 11th in the something theater.
I think it's Bumblebee Theater, and yes, she will be.
Oh, see, look at that. I mean, I don't think we need anybody else. That's like a superstar lineup.
Well, we got a couple other folks that we're thinking of as well.
I mean, I don't know if they have enough microphones.
We want to have representation from various kinds of places, not only from pundits like you and I and Kat, but perhaps even maybe a video game developer or perhaps somebody from the from a different side of the industry. You got some things cooking.
Somebody possibly totally rad, if maybe we could work something out there.
Possibly. Certainly have had some initial discussions on the DLC about that. Could happen. You like that?
Yes.
We don't know, though. Got some other things cooking, too, with some other people that would make people like you and I very happy to have them sitting on our panel with us.
I'm just happy to be going to PAX.
Me, too. It's going to be fun. It was fun last year. It'll be even more fun this year.
It will be. I'm very excited.
Yeah. PAX is great.
We need to make PAX the home of sports video game players.
Well, we're certainly working on it, right? Two panels in a row, and we're going to have we're going to do something special with the Madden tips guys there.
Oh, I'm excited. Episode 100 of That Sports Gamer Show, live
man.
from the Madden tips thing.
Yeah.
The Combine. I don't know what they call it. The area. It's an office.
It's an office with AstroTurf.
It's literally an office.
As the carpet.
I found out the AstroTurf is only in like a certain section.
That's okay. It's still there.
It's still pretty awesome, though. I kind of want AstroTurf in my office. I got to see if they know an AstroTurf guy. Rich Grisham.
Yeah.
Man of the Press Row podcast, GamesRadar.com, at Gamer Magazine.
Yeah.
Many, many other things that...
Whoever will have me. I am... I will do a lot for money.
If you're paying, Rich Grisham will be there. So, you want to discuss some sports video games, maybe?
I would love to. One of my favorite things.
Have you had any heartbreaking losses, say, in the past 30 minutes?
Well, I don't know. Did you watch the game, TJ?
I watched some of it.
Yeah, my Eagles won the division for the second year in a row.
Congratulations.
Went 11-5, and unfortunately, both my starting running back LaShawn McCoy and my starting quarterback Nick Foles went down in the last few games of the year, and so I limped into the playoffs with Bryce Brown as my starting tailback and the legendary Matt Barkley as my starting running back.
Why don't you pick up Vince Young?
Because He's Vince Young.
All right. You know what? Perfectly valid reason.
So I actually played fairly well. I made 2 critical mistakes early in the game. Well, I had a nice pass and catch for a touchdown. Went up 7-0. Was playing really well on defense. My defense really stepped up in the game, but I made a critical mistake where I threw what I thought was a good pass. But in Madden, quite often you throw a good pass when you think it's a good pass when it leaves your hand, and by the time it gets near your intended receiver, you quickly realize it was a bad pass. I threw what was a virtual pick six. It was not returned for a touchdown, but it was returned about the 1-yard line. And so that was mistake number 1. But then I was up 10-7 midway through the fourth quarter with the ball fairly deep in Seahawks territory, and called a pass play, and everybody was covered. So instead of trying to force it in and throw an interception, I decided instead of just taking the sack, but try to scramble ahead with Matt Barkley, who got hit and fumbled.
Wheels on that guy, right?
Yeah. And then Brian kicked a field goal as time expired at the end of regulation. Went back and forth in overtime, and then after a couple of possessions, Richard Sherman broke loose, busted out like a 40 or 50-yard run, went all the way to the end zone. Game over, season over. It was tough, but it was a good game. And frankly, with my lineup, I would not have expected to have put up quite that much of a fight. So, there are no moral victories, but it could have been a lot worse. That's for sure.
I'm starting to get worried because you used to not be that great at Madden. Let's just be serious. But now, even with a terrible team, you're doing some things.
I'm okay, right? I mean, I'm okay. I'm not good, but I'm okay.
I feel like you've come a long way, though, in like the last 2 years.
Yeah, well, I play regularly, and I've reached out to our friends, Madden Bible in particular, for, just a few tips. Like, it's not like I've gone to camp, but I was like, hey, any thoughts, any ideas? And, he's given me a few tips, and I've worked hard on them. And, I still do stupid things like throw bad interceptions. You know what I mean?
Didn't you have like an 0-16 season in
in
the fourth string?
Yeah. My first full season in 4th string, I went 0-16, yes.
And now you're making the playoffs on a consistent basis.
It's true. That's what I said. I've gotten better.
As Special Keys, you would say, Rich Grisham is the definition of a Cinderella story. So I don't understand how NFL playoffs work. Also, right. I don't know what conference I'm in, if you ask me off the top of my head. Okay.
We're in the NFC.
So, do I play the Bears?
You do. Well, you'd rather play the Seahawks or the Vikings?
No, I'd rather play the Bears. I'd rather play the Seahawks.
The Bears are going to probably roll you. Maybe not.
They rolled me last year. So.
Really good. He is really good.
I mean, I switched up my offense this year. I'm a little more explosive with more options. So
I can't wait to see the game. I'll tell you that right now.
Twitch.tv/ThatSportsGamer. You can watch all my games.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, all 4 games in the divisional round, they're all human versus human games, and they're all going to be good. I mean, I have a feeling Adam is probably going to beat up Corey pretty badly. Sorry, Corey. I could be wrong. Prove me wrong. Marcus and AJ, 2 EA guys, should be really interesting. I mean, AJ has torn up the league, but Marcus
we should kick AJ out.
Really good too. So I mean, those 2 guys, that should be a heck of a game. And then obviously you and Mike, very, very well evenly matched teams. Cat versus Brian. If Brian can do a couple of things, he has a shot. Obviously, Cat's going to be a heavy favorite in that one. But all 4 games should be fun to watch.
Rich, I have a question. Do you ever just sit back and watch the game play CPU versus CPU?
No.
In any game? Because right now, since we're streaming this live on twitch.tv/ThatSportsGamer, I like to put a game up in the background.
Yeah.
So right now, there's a game of FIFA going on right now. I literally just noticed that the cameramen on the sidelines literally follow the ball. So I just see the guy like moving his head, following the ball, watching the throw, and pretty awesome.
I played a little. It had been a while since I had played next gen FIFA because just a bunch of reasons. Not like I didn't like it or whatever. Just sort of settled into playing either NBA 2K My Career or practicing or playing our Press Row Madden games. But the other night, I think on Saturday night, I put FIFA back in when Pete Dodd, after we recorded the Doddcast, asked me if I wanted to play. We wound up playing 2 games. And just reminded me, man, FIFA on the PS4 is spectacular.
Yeah.
Wow, it's so good. And
Yeah.
I beat him. He beat me in the first game, but I beat him pretty handily in the second game. So that also made it more fun.
True. I mean, that's always a better way to play.
But I mean, good God, that his game is so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's lots of issues and problems with it, and corner kicks go in for scores too often and things like that. But I mean, just as an experience, as a game, boy, it's good.
And it looks beautiful.
It looks great, sounds great, and all the real teams and players. It's really impressive. I'm not exactly saying anything that isn't well known. That.
Sure. So have you playing anything else, Rich? Other than the thing that we will talk about later that you reviewed?
I finished the Sly Cooper Thieves in Time game.
Oh, how was that?
On the Vita. It's great. I mean, the entire time I was playing it, I was surprised at how good it was. Not only does it look great and sound really good, but the actual things that you do in the game, there's a lot of variety, a lot of fun. You get to play as a lot of different characters. The different characters have different abilities. There's a lot to the game. I don't know how long I played it, 8, 9, 10, 11 hours. There's a bunch of different interesting places you go. Really fun game. If you have a Vita or even a PS3, I strongly recommend picking it up and playing it if you have any affinity whatsoever for Sly Cooper or even just sort of third person action games. Really fun, really well put together.
$13.29 on Vita right now if you have PlayStation Plus.
It's really good. I mean, it's not for everybody, but it's for a whole lot of people. Just a really well done game. Loved it.
Interesting, Rich. That reminds me, on my Vita, I picked up Dive Kick.
From our friend Craig Huyava.
Yeah. We checked that out at PAX East last year.
Yes.
I got it on Vita, and it's really good.
I have got to get that. I will get that for my flight tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
I think, I didn't check, but I think it was on sale for like $250 to PS Plus members a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, well, I can't pass it up.
No, of course not.
And I think there's a PS4 version coming out soon, which I will definitely pick up as well.
Yeah, I already bought it once on something.
Don't you love the digital future, Rich? Just because you bought it once means nothing.
A lot. I like a lot of the digital future.
Yeah.
Still not in on everything, but a lot of it I do like.
Let's see. I have been playing, obviously, Madden Ultimate Team, of course. I have not.
That a lot.
I have not been playing our CFM because when you're so good in the regular season, you get week 1 off.
Well, to be fair, our week 17, thanks to various vacations and such, was the longest week ever. It was actually a full week.
I think I had played my game like the second we flipped. And I was like, all right, I got the game in. Then it's like, well, I have to wait a week for advance. Plus I get to buy. It's like, week.
Yeah.
But I've been playing some Need for Speed Rivals.
How is that? I have that and have not really played it at all.
It's nice to break up the amount of Gran Turismo I've been playing. Because this is a little more laid back. And it looks beautiful. But just driving around like a crazy person.
Yeah.
Rather than the very strict rules of Gran Turismo. is
quite a bit different.
Just feels nice to get crazy a little bit. Oh, I've almost forgot the game I've been playing recently.
League of Legends, right?
Have you heard of this League of Legends thing?
I have, yes.
It's a little bit popular.
Little bit massively popular amongst millions of people. Yes.
I'm trying not to get addicted.
Why fight it? Get addicted. It's fine.
Yeah, but
You'll get even more people watching your streams. You know that.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, why am I even streaming FIFA? We could just stream League of Legends. But the Madden tips guys have been helping me with that. Special Keezy, who comes by the chat room all the time, he's been helping me with that. League of Legends. That's an interesting game.
I know virtually nothing about the game.
Do you know what a real-time strategy game is?
I do.
League of Legends is pretty much a real-time strategy game.
But it is a multiplayer real-time strategy game. But isn't it like cooperative multiplayer? Like, isn't it you and a bunch of people against a bunch of other people? Is that sort of the deal?
Yeah, it can go up to 5v5.
So everyone's got, and I'm making assumptions here, I don't know. Everyone has different classes, different skills, do different things.
Yeah,
some
each
guys
person
attack, some defend, some help, some
Yeah, each person gets a champion, which is their player.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are these little computer guys. They probably have a name. Minions. They're called minions. They come out, you beat up on those guys. Because that's kind of like you beat up on them to try to like rank up your guys so we can get more power to beat up on the other champions. I mean, it's...
Whenever I
game.
see it, all I see is a bunch of neon stuff and flashes and explosions, and I get very confused very quickly, so I keep on going.
See, I see that and I get very excited. I don't know what's going on, but I'm like, I want in on this.
Yeah, it's not like I don't respect it. I mean, obviously, it's so huge. It's the kind of thing, though, where I think that is a game for people who either don't have full-time jobs and spouses and children.
And podcasts
or,
and...
Yeah, or who just play nothing but that whenever they have a spare moment, which is cool. I'm not even like saying it's a bad thing. It's just that's how it sort of feels to me.
Yeah.
And, but hey, it's massively popular for a reason. It must be pretty darn good at what it's trying to do.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty awesome. So I'm trying to just change it up a little bit.
That's cool.
I might be that sports gamer, but I still want to dip my toe into some other stuff.
Well, I'm sure there's aspects of League of Legends that would be either welcome or are already, sort of part of a sports game genre. Different aspects of it.
Oh, other than that, I've also been streaming some Kerbal Space Program, which might be the greatest thing ever.
Yeah,
that might be a game for your son, Rich.
Yeah, that's a game that I was about to buy, and then a bunch of people told me way too complicated. You won't be able to figure it out, and so I kind of held off. But if you want to,
there's a demo.
Jumpstart in Kerbal Space Program. It sounds like the kind of thing that I would love. Because I used to be, when I was a kid, was a big NASA nerd, and just love rockets and reading about the Gemini and the Apollo space programs and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. There's a demo that you should definitely check out.
And it's only on Steam, right? Like it's not on anything else?
Yeah, I think the demo is technically like outside of Steam, but you can buy it on Steam.
Right. Okay.
I don't know if there's a Mac version. I want to say yes.
My Mac is on its last leg, so unless I plop down the money for a new Mac, and considering I just bought a very expensive suit today, that will probably prevent me from getting a new Mac.
Rich, you obviously should have went to the Joseph A. Bank sale, where you can get 3 suits for the price of 1.
No. Jose Bank is perfectly fine for...
They make really great
stuff.
pants.
But when you want real stuff, you got to go to a real place.
Let me tell you about the David Ledbetter Traveler's Pants. They're amazing. Just gonna say that.
Jose Bank has its place, but I needed a seriously nice suit, and I have waited for years to get one, and finally today, as a matter of fact, bought one, and I'm deliriously happy with it.
How many pieces?
Just a jacket and pants.
All right. I guess that's a 2-piece suit then.
I guess so, yeah.
Oh, Rich Grisham.
Yo.
This has been That Sports Gamer's Clothing Hour. I did find out I'm a 3X in Under Armour zip-up things, so I'm excited about that. So if that's what we can talk about. We should probably talk about some sports video game news other than the rambling about Need for Speed and League of Legends and how I'm power bottom in that game because I'm awesome. I'm a support guy, I think. I don't know what that means, but I think I'm a support guy.
Okay.
I smash a lot of people. I feel like there's something... Oh, Tetris Blitz on your mobile device. Go pick up Tetris Blitz. It's free.
Okay.
You're welcome. It's Tetris in 3-minute chunks. Game over.
Great.
Greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Something that should hopefully take 3 minutes in the future, thanks to some announcements from Sony, MLB 14 The Show. Rich, there's some good new announcements, including our new favorite thing, quick counts.
I hope so. I'm hopeful.
Rich, you will be able to play a full 9-inning game in less than 30 minutes. Half of the time it takes previous iterations of the show.
Sounds great. I'm in.
Realistic stats will not be compromised.
Also sounds great. I'm also in.
Were you worried that realistic stats would be compromised?
No, but I realize that a definite number of baseball fans, and the show fans are extremely concerned about that. It's just, baseball is a numbers game, and if the numbers don't look right, it can take away from the fun and enjoyment of the game for a bunch of folks. So I totally get that. I personally am not as hung up on it, but I totally get where they're coming from.
That reminds me, Rich. What team are you doing your true 162 with this year?
I wouldn't even be able to pull off a true 32, but
Okay.
I also would not pronounce I'm doing one.
Oh, I'm doing one, Rich.
Feebly peter out.
I'm doing one with the Braves. I'm pretty excited.
You either do it or you don't, but you don't say you're going to do it and then not do it, sir.
Oh, well, I mean, first off, blame the people because that was their fault for picking the terrible Cubs. Who wants to be the Cubs, for real? Let's see what else we got here. Rich, Next Generation Baseball has arrived. A month, maybe more after this generation baseball has arrived, but...
We still don't have a date, right? It's still May.
Yeah, April 1st for PS3 and Vita, and May question mark for the PS4.
Right.
Which
I can wait. I'm okay.
I just want... Have GameStop tell me what the plan is.
I can wait. I am okay.
Can I get a bundle and a $10 upgrade?
I tell you right now, too, one of the reasons I can wait is there's no NCAA in July. So,
I know.
Got time. Got time.
I was just looking at NCAA a couple days ago, and I was like, oh, yeah, I also played NCAA, and I lost my ACC championship game. Depressing. And I was like, this game is not Madden. Way too slow.
It would be interesting after now playing a significant number of PS4 Madden games and really thoroughly enjoying a lot about how it plays. I would imagine going back to NCAA would be a bit of a...
It's so slow. It's ridiculous. But hey, year-to-year saves.
Well, we talked about it on the Hangout, but I'm telling you right now, I can see picking up either the Vita, probably the Vita, the show on April 1st, and starting my Road to the Show guy and starting my franchise, knowing I can move it into the PS4 when it comes out in May. Yeah. I could see doing that.
Yeah, I think the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to start my stuff on... I don't know what I'm going to do. I really have no idea. I'm going to start it all on PS3. Then,
so you are getting the PS3 day one.
I'm going to get the PS3 day one because I would like to do my team breakdown videos before the other game comes out.
Right, so you're doing it for work. So here's the question for you, even though you're the host.
Sure.
What's the dollar amount that makes it an easy buy for all three? Is it $90?
I'd do 100.
100. Does that mean you trade in the PS3 for the PS4?
Yeah, because once the PS4 one's out, I don't really care for the PS3 one.
Okay.
But yeah, if it's an $80 bundle for PS3 and Vita, and then I pay $20 and trade in the other one, that's fine.
So you'd even so you would all right. So you're saying you would pay $80 for the PS3 Vita, and then trade in the PS3 to get PS4 for $20, and you'd be good with that. So $100, right? Okay.
I'd be in for 100.
I would easily do 90, and I could be convinced to do 100. Hopefully, I get the review for one or more of the games, but I don't know.
Here's my problem, Rich. Will I be able to... See, I want it digitally on PS4.
Why?
I kind of want it digitally on Vita. I realize I play a hell of a lot more Madden because it's digital. And I don't have to... I literally have my discs about an arm's length away, but...
Well, see, my Vita, I don't have the space on my drive unless I want to get rid of a bunch of games that I play regularly. So I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I was actually now that I've said it out loud, I'd probably get it on cartridge for the Vita, just because I don't have many Vita games on cartridge.
Yeah.
So I would literally just put it in, and that would be it.
I do have the majority of my Vita games are digital, but the show is pretty big.
Yeah. So big that it couldn't even fit the whole preseason mode or postseason thing on it last year.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the show is as big as any Vita game is allowed to be, right?
Probably. But yeah, if I could get the PS3 version and the Vita version at retail and then trade it in, I don't know, for like a code or something for $20, because I'd rather have it digitally on PS4.
I would imagine that round about the launch, we'll hear about that stuff because they're going to want people to buy the game on April 1st, and they're going to want PS4 owners, to be, excited about it.
I'm ready to put my pre-order down, but I'm not going to do it till somebody says they're doing some sort of $80 deal.
Right.
And if they don't do that,
Yeah,
then
if they don't do that, I'm definitely still getting it on the Vita. I mean, there's just no way. Because I
Yeah.
really
agreed.
don't play my PS3 that much.
Yeah, right now I literally only play it for the Player One podcast Gran Turismo League.
Right, and I'm gonna play Brothers, which is a game
is
that
that-
I got
Is that free now?
on my PS3 through PS Plus. So I'm gonna use it to play that. I'm also at some point this year, I don't know when, but it'll be when it goes on sale, gonna get the Last of Us, the new DLC that came out for that. So I got a couple, 2 or 3 things that I'm gonna play on it. So my PS3 is still going to remain active, but I don't. There's just with my schedule and what I do, I don't see any reason to have the PS3 version of the show. I would play it so little between April and May.
Right.
So, but I'll definitely get the Vita version, no doubt, because all the traveling I'm doing, hitting the road, PAX East, you and I are gonna have to battle and stuff,
man.
all that good stuff.
I don't know if I can be without MLB. Well, we'll have Vita, so we'll have
Yeah, that's what I
we'll
just
have
said.
to play Vita at PAX
Exactly.
East. Maybe we'll just, rather than saying that there's a crisis, the crisis is me and Rich are up on the stage playing MLB on Vita. You guys talk while we do this. But yeah, now I'm worried. Because if they don't have some sort of bundle, and they don't announce like a great trade-in value, then I'd get really questionable.
Well, you can still do your breakdown if you just get the Vita version.
Yeah, but how am I gonna get the screen capture? I could like
You can
take
rent it.
What am I gonna red box a thing? I've had enough
Sure,
problems
why
with
not?
red box.
I don't even know where Redbox is, but sure, you can do that.
Probably outside your local 7-Eleven or your Stop and Shop.
Hey, who knows? Maybe I'll even get the game for review, and then I'll be. That could happen.
You know what you should do? You should get 2, because you got to test out that online. Because
Well, you
who
know I
trusts
don't
them?
control this stuff.
I'm just saying, if
fact,
we don't trust this online, we should discuss that.
Usually they send a debug version that I can't even use.
Nah.
Just a whole other story. 'Cause I don't have a
see what
debug PS3.
You should get one. They're probably on eBay.
No, they're not. It's a whole thing. Trust me. I've tried 100 ways. I do have a 360 debug. Thank God.
We should sell that on eBay.
That has helped me do 8 or 9 or 10 different reviews.
You do your saves. That's great.
Yes.
Player lock, aka Road to the Show Anywhere. What are your thoughts? No, right? You're never gonna use that.
Well, I wasn't planning on it until on the Press for podcast, Owen Good brought up the fact he's like, well, that could actually make playing your franchise kind of a little less of a grind sometimes,
That's what I said on a Press Row Hangout, and
Right.
Rich said that's cheating.
No. I did not say that was cheating. You said, can you do your true 162? And I said, no, you cannot.
I mean, not all the games like that.
Can't do it.
I don't know, Rich. That's. But I can do quick counts.
The good thing is I don't make the rules for your true 162, so you can just tell me to go scratch and, that'd be just fine.
I mean, I want you to make the rules. Bud Selig is walking away after this. Someone needs to
true.
replace him.
That's true.
So.
I could use a little practice before I do take over the major leagues in 2020.
So, you don't want me to use player lock. I mean, that kind of hurts.
Not for the true 162.
Then it's like untrue 162 is what you're saying?
It's just not the way you do it, because all of a
It's not in the
sudden-
spirit of the
No,
true
it's
162.
Absolutely not, right?
Okay.
I mean,
Well, look, I have to get the PS3 version just to start the damn true 162. I would hopefully like to make it to the All-Star break this time.
if I were betting, I'm going to Vegas in about 3 weeks. If there is a line if there's an over/under on TJ Larriman's True 162 and the All-Star break is the over/under point, I am going way under.
How about this? If I do it, you give me $162. If I don't do it, you get as many games as I didn't play in dollars.
Give it to Child's Play, whoever wins.
Deal.
Done.
No, not Child's Play. Extra Life.
Yeah, Extra Life. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Deal. Write that down somewhere. Someone remember this. There's a podcast. This has been recorded. So when I play 162 games, Rich will. What if we go to 163? What if we have that special Special extra game.
Well, the kids will get the money one way or the other. So.
Yeah. So if I play 162 games, you will pay the $162. If I don't play 162 games, however many games I have not played is what I will donate.
And, this doesn't go on ad infinitum. It can't be 20.
Oh, I'm going to play 74 seasons. I'm going to play till this thing breaks for the kids.
So you got the length of the full baseball season to play your true 162.
Whoa. Until the take out year-to-year saves. Until MLB 15, the show comes out, Rich. Come on.
Okay, fine. We'll do that.
All right.
Give me a year.
All right, I'll take that.
Okay.
The kids will take your money. Quick counts. I can use quick counts, right?
Yes, you can use quick count.
Because quick counts may be able to shorten a game to less than 30 minutes.
That's right.
Which still seems like a really long time.
It is. When a game of Madden takes 30 to 35 minutes.
Especially since I'm playing Ultimate Team with like 4-minute quarters.
Yeah.
Games fly. What else we got here? Universal profiles for the PS3 and PS4. Oh, everything we've talked about already has been PS3, Vita, and PS4. Mm-hmm. Universal profile is for PS3 and PS4. I don't understand this is not for Vita, but it'll monitor and record gamers' unique playing styles. And those patterns will be stored in the universal profile, which can be viewed by anyone looking to get a quick scouting report on the player. So, Rich, I'm going to know that you like to throw curveballs in the dirt. And then I'm going to say, I do not want to play Rich.
Well, I do like to throw curveballs. I don't like to throw them in the dirt. It seems to happen by accident because I'm not great at pitching.
Also, your universal profile. This is kind of cool because in Diamond Dynasty in the past, there was no real way to play a friend. Could you play a friend? I don't know. I don't remember because I hated that mode. Universal profile can be subbed in place of a CPU opponent in Diamond Dynasty or online franchise. So, like, let's say you're away from the week or for the week. I can still play your, what did we call it? MVP Atar? Or something?
I like that.
Name? MVP Atar. An online franchise. I mean, that's kind of cool, right?
Yes, it is.
Community challenges. I mean, that's already been in the game. I'm not really sure why that's a thing. Oh, no, this looks different. Huh, look at this. Yeah, the old community challenges used to be like this pitcher versus this batter and get a lot of points. Now, players will be able to freely toy and tinker with game situations and scenarios on the fly, whether that's the inning score, who's on base, or where the ball is hit. These custom situations can be bundled with a creative set of goals and put forth as a challenge to the community, whether it's to relive the past, change history, or dream of new possibilities. You know what that sounds like? That whole NBA Live thing? But not handled by the maker of the game.
What do any of us do that will let us know that, I don't know, I'm having a hard time putting this question out there. I have a hard time sort of understanding how anything that I do could properly be represented other than being terrible at hitting and awful at pitching. Like, I'm not sure that I want that.
But I think I think this is more like those moment things in NBA Live. Like, I think I'll be able to be like, okay, runners on second and third. This dude's into pitch. This guy's up. Can you drive the guy in? I think that's what that means.
Well, that could be good. I might have misunderstood.
But I kind of like the NBA Live way better, where the developer makes up all the challenges based on real game stuff.
Right, because it's real, and it's cool in theory being able to hop in and you have 10 seconds left. Here's Paul Pierce. He hit a 3-pointer to win the game. Oh, look, you hit a 3-pointer to win the game.
Right.
Madden moments are cool like that too. Like, some I'm not huge into them, but it can be fun to pop into the Madden moments and take LaShawn McCoy in the Lions snow game and run rampant. Boy, I could have used LaShawn McCoy tonight.
Oh, Rich, don't. Yeah, I think it'd be a lot cooler if they were doing it based on real stuff and not just.
I agree.
Because users can just make ones that are almost impossible, right? So, or just not fun.
Yeah.
So, online franchise, Rich Grisham.
We're gonna give it a go.
Finally, franchise mode can be shared.
Don't know how long it'll work. I mean, I am
You don't know if it'll work, let alone how long
Don't know
it'll
if
work.
it's gonna work. Don't know how long it's gonna work. I mean, we're gonna try to give it a go. I mean, we were gonna give NBA 2K14 on the PS4 a go until that online franchise is
Until they
utterly
took it out?
just yeah.
It's not even an online franchise. It's just online play your friend a couple times.
We would have one in FIFA were there one.
Mm-hmm.
There's not. So we're gonna give this a go in the show, not only just to do it, but also to show support for the mode, because there's a lot of rumblings that because there is no monetization in these kinds of modes and the usage is relatively small compared to the number of people who buy the game. These developers pour a lot of time and effort into this, and it might not be the best ROI. So I know we've been having a blast with our Madden CFM and like to talk about it and promote it. Hopefully this is good, and hopefully it's a new way for us to play the game, together. Like, I mean, one of the reasons the Madden League is so much fun is because there's a whole bunch of us and we get to play together and stream the games. And, if there's any element of that with the show and it works and the games take a half an hour, then, why can't this also be great,
Oh, there's no way these games are taking less than an hour. Let's get serious.
Well, then it's not going to work, right? I mean,
Probably not.
Very few of us have the lives that would allow us to play any amount of 1 hour games during the course of a week.
Right. But good news, they are adding scouting, amateur draft, free agency, and CPU trades.
Way too much for me.
Come on, Rich.
No, I believe me. I know that I'm in the minority. A lot of the people who play the show love that deep stuff. That's awesome. And but it's too much for me. I can't even manage my own team in Madden or NHL. Just not my bag.
But I think I read somewhere that they're gonna have a nice website that'll do most of this.
Good.
I don't know if that's true. I feel like I might be making that up a little bit. But as long as they give us a good way to interact with this stuff away from the game, I think it'll be good.
I'll tell you,
I'm
Nick, I
excited.
keep talking about it. I don't mean to sound like whatever, but the Madden CFM website that lets me hit the advance button, whether I'm in Texas or California or in my house, has absolutely helped our league move along many times.
Mm-hmm. Or in the bathroom, just because you don't have to be anywhere near your controller or anything. What else we got here? Stubs. You excited about stubs? Do we still even understand what stubs are?
Don't, and they seem to be less and less accented every single day, and hopefully they don't even exist by the time the whole game ships.
Yeah, it just seems like kind of like XP, maybe. I'm so confused. I think
I don't know.
Initially it sounded like universal currency. I mean, they're still kind of calling it that, but I don't know. It seems like XP. It's become more of an XP kind of thing now. Like road to the show training points and stuff is what you can use the stubs to get road to the show training points and stuff.
Right.
That's something I definitely want to check out just to see if that's gonna break everything, because I feel like we read somewhere like now your online franchise you have to be online while you're playing it, or even your offline franchise. I don't remember. We need to see this game with this stuff in here, because we
need the game.
If it's like NBA 2K14, it's gonna be a problem. But hopefully,
I don't think it will be. I think we will be. I think we'll be okay. We'll see. I don't get the sense, whether it was originally set up this way or not. I don't get the sense that it's going to be a VC like thing going on here.
Right. I hope we are correct. Diamond Dynasty Extra Innings on the PS3 and PS4, which is essentially Ultimate Team. And now you can challenge friends' online teams. And you can play their fake Universe profile.
That's big for you, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't like how they do Diamond Dynasty.
Right.
With the fake players and some of that stuff. I mean, I'm going to keep trying it. But I don't know. I feel like they need to do more stuff in it. It just felt very bland, and I don't like Diamond Dynasty players, like the fake user created or fake computer created guys.
Yeah.
That you can like train up and stuff. I don't like the whole training thing in it, just because then you can make guys super overpowered. And last year they were like, oh yeah, well we toned it down, so now they have limits. And it's like, okay, well everybody just gets the guys that are superstars, and then they train them, and now their whole team has 99 power, so this game is 0 fun again. Which was something actually I think Madden did really good this year, because last year when I turned on Ultimate Team, and I went in and I was like, oh, every team I've played has all 99s, and I'm not playing this anymore. But this year, there weren't as many 99s, so it took longer for everybody to get stacked teams. So it was easier for lower ranked teams to get in, I guess. If that makes any sense. Or I'm just babbling on.
It does make sense, and you are babbling on, but that's okay, because I babble on all the time and often don't make sense.
All right,
so you're
excellent.
all right. You're
Excellent.
doing fine.
Well, yeah, that time will be the show. I'm excited.
I am too.
Hopefully, we can start playing that soon.
Oh, we can. And
Well,
we will.
I just got I rolled over an ad. My bad. Hey, MXGP, the official motocross game, features 14 real-world tracks. Photo mode and more. Are you excited?
It's been a while since one of these games came out, right? Like at least 2 years?
It's been... Yeah, sure. The last one I played was MX 2002, so I know exactly how long it's been.
Now, I get these franchises confused. There was like MX versus ATV, which came out a bunch of years ago. There was the MotoGP series, which was the sort of a really cool series. Then there was a...
Wasn't that by like Codemasters or something?
I think so. It was really good. And
Those were just
I played it.
MotoGP, right?
And then there was the motorcycle game from the Gran Turismo guys, which had I think a couple of different iterations. So I'm not exactly sure what this is. Sounds like this is sort of a is it new or is it like a sequel? I mean, which franchise historically is this affiliated with, or is there not one?
Rich, you're asking so many questions right now that I would need to Google things and figure it out. But this is dirt track stuff, from what it looks like.
So it's probably more like in the MX versus ATV family then, because
Yeah.
that's what that game was. It was all different dirt tracks, and it's with all the little bumps and then the giant bumps, and flying through the air and trying to land, and
Yeah, and it doesn't
all
look
that
like
kind
there's tricks and stuff, which was kind of what the old MX 2002 and the what was it, MX versus ATV stuff. I think that was all tricks and stuff built in. But this MXGP, the official motocross video game, looks a lot more just race oriented.
Okay.
And not a lot of, I don't want to say fun, but
What platform is it on? Platforms.
It is on PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita, and Xbox 360, and Windows PC, coming out March 28th.
I mean, I'm always down for a good Vita game. If it's got a demo, the demo's fun. I could see picking this up.
There is a demo. Are you breaking news that there's a demo, or did I just not read that? No, is there a demo? What are you saying, Rich?
What am I seeing?
Is there a demo, or are you just making this up?
No, I'm asking.
Oh, you're asking me, the
Or
person.
I'm
Obviously, I'm a
the
huge fan of Moto GPX.
If there is a demo, I will definitely check it out on the Vita. And if the demo is fun, I could see me picking it up, because I'm a sucker for Vita games, because I take my Vita all over the world with me. Like tomorrow, when I fly to San Antonio and I'm on a plane for 4 hours, I will be playing my Vita virtually the whole time.
I mean, the pictures they have of this game look really good, but then I saw some video and I was like, these pictures and these video don't really match up. But there will be... Rich, listen, let me tell you something. Deformable track surfaces, like in Sega Rally, and 10 racers on a track.
Sounds good.
Actually, 10 racers is on the Vita version, 16 on the console versions.
Even better.
All right. So, the game's not coming to new gen. I don't know how I feel about the term new gen.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of games that aren't coming to new gen these days. We're in that,
That
weird
wonderful
spot
time.
where I think a lot of games that are coming out now for the 360 and PS3 were either late, according to their initial development days, or are not nearly big enough to warrant the significant investment of time and money it would take to get them onto the newer platforms. It's obviously quite a bit of both going on.
All right, Rich, let's move from a game that we barely know anything about to a game that we know even less about.
What's that?
Activision.
Yeah,
You know them, good company. They make some games.
they do.
They've confirmed with IGN that this guy went on a radio show and started talking about stuff. You may know him called Tony Hawk, semi-famous skateboard guy.
Yeah.
You may have heard of him.
I have.
He says there's a new Tony Hawk game in development.
Awesome. It's been a long time.
Yeah, the last Tony Hawk game, I will say, was, you may remember that I am bantering while I type in Tony Hawk series Wikipedia. But yeah, I remember Tony Hawk's, what was one they just put out? No, they just put out Pro Skater HD on
Oh, right. Yeah.
360. I mean, a lot of people wrecked that game. It was not terrible.
Right.
But the last one before that was Shred in 2012. I mean, it hasn't even... Here's what's funny. They're like, oh, we're going to put this... Or no, Shred was in 2010. So like, oh, we're going to put this thing on the back burner for a while. But it's like, it's still like 2 years since the last game. I don't understand. Because after like Ride, they said, all right, we're going to take a little break. And then they put out Shred the next year. And they're like, oh, we're going to take a little break. And then they put out Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD in 2012. I mean, come on.
Well, I'll tell you this. I barely touched the Tony Hawk series. I certainly was not one of those guys who played games in the series. But I do quite often now take my son, who's 6, out to a skate park. There's a skate park at a skate park at a park near us. And he gets a scooter and he goes up the ramps and he goes zigging around the half pipe and he watches the kids who are there, riding their skateboards around and stuff. So now he's sort of aware of what skateboarding is. And I could see this game coming out and being something fun, introducing him to this type of game. Mm-hmm. So for that reason, I'm sort of looking forward to this. If I didn't have that, if he wasn't around and at the age where he's A, playing video games, and B, could potentially be interested in having fun playing this game and learning about skateboarding, I wouldn't be into it. But again, that's just me. I'm not really a Tony Hawk guy. I am glad that the series does seem to be coming back, just because there were so many people who loved those games. If they can refresh the series and give it some new life, and also not run it right back into the ground like they did before, that could be great. We always want more, not less games.
If you were to take a guess, Rich, how many Tony Hawk games do you think there have been?
Oh man, I would say with the Tony Hawk name in it, 20, and I'm talking not just PS2 and PS3, or I'm talking like the Game Boy and
you're actually pretty close.
All those different platforms that it appeared on.
This new one will be number 18.
Okay.
And that includes there's a PSP version of Tony Hawk's Underground 2 that was a remix. But yeah, there's a lot of Tony Hawk games. And I can tell you I've played about 4 of them.
I don't know that I've played more than a couple.
I definitely have not played one in a decade, because I'm pretty sure either Tony Hawk's Underground or Project 8 was the last one I played. Maybe
I know people who played those games like
Tony Hawk's Underground 2. Yeah, Tony Hawk's Underground 2 or Project 8 was the last one. I think Project 8 was the first one on PS3 and 360. I don't think... You know what I think happened? I think I played them on PS2. Tony Hawk's Project 8 came out. I was like, ooh, I'm going to get that on PS3. Never got it on PS3, and I don't think I had played a Tony Hawk since then. So I may have went the whole last generation without a Tony Hawk. How ridiculous is that? Other than
ridiculous.
Pro Skater HD. Tony Hawk's a really good game. Good series.
I've gone my entire life never playing a Final Fantasy game. These things happen.
I think that's a good thing. Because I have also gone my life without playing a Final Fantasy game. So... We're in the vast minority, but
yes, we are.
But I'm excited for any Tony Hawk game.
Yeah, if it's good, it'll definitely be something I consider for the reasons I just stated.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what else we got here. EA Sports accepting uniform designs for relocated teams in the next Madden.
That's cool, right?
Yeah, I think that's.
I would never do it, but it certainly seems like a whole bunch of people are having fun doing it.
I mean, I don't have any of those chops that would be needed for that.
I can't like bust out amazing looking graphics like Mormon Rage. Mike Phillips did right before my game and right after my game with Brian. Did you see those?
I did not. I
He
saw
is
a
so good.
picture of a topless Jimmy Johnson. I don't know why that came to my inbox, but
That's Marcus Frisky. No, you look on Twitter. Look at what Mormon Rage sent to the Press Row Podcast Twitter account before the game and then after the game. Amazing stuff.
interesting. I'll have to do that offline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
that's
not
actually
while we're
really
doing the
amazing.
show. Yeah.
No, it's actually really good. Yeah.
Like even the kind of good where I don't know how he does it, but he got the letters behind some of the players.
The kind of good where I see it and I go, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. The kind of attention to detail that real artists do and hacks like you and me don't.
Yeah. Yeah, even, I think Ryan DeLue should take a shot at this.
Brian the Lou could mess some stuff up, no doubt.
Yeah. I know some people have been, I don't understand. I don't know. People are angry because of the way, like, they submit the art and then EA owns it. But I think that's pretty much anything on the internet, right?
Well,
even like a YouTube video, once you put it on YouTube, you don't really own it anymore.
I get where both are coming from, right?
Yeah.
I understand if you create something, you want to maintain some sort of ownership rights, but if it's going to get into the game,
Yeah.
I haven't done exactly a whole lot of research into it, but they basically say, look, the part of the rules of participating are, here's the deal, you submit it to us and we have to own it because we had put in the game, you get your name on the credit. So, I get where both folks are coming from.
Yeah, I think, was it Instagram? It's like any picture you put on Instagram, Instagram owns the picture and they can just sell it.
That was a little different, yeah. That was a little bit more nefarious. Here, right up front, you're saying, if you want to submit some uniform designs, they will be our intellectual property.
So, I'd be excited to see, because the teams they had in there were pretty generic last year.
Yeah, they weren't bad, but yeah, it'd be. I think it's a great idea to get. I think it's great for everybody, right? Like you can free up your artists to do more of what they do, and have them pick the best designs that come in.
Yeah, I like it. Maybe we can do a vote. Maybe we can do a vote at some point on some jerseys. Even more stuff.
Yeah,
but I do like the New Mexico Diablos. Is that who it is in our?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like their black jerseys. Those are pretty sick.
Yeah, and even the Sacramento Miners. It's not bad. You don't look at it and go, ah.
I have not played them. I need to.
Uniforms in All Pro Football 2K8. Ugh, they were awful.
Some of the ones that people put up on like Team Builder.
Oh yeah.
Yikes!
Good.
But yeah, so I'm excited if we can get some hot, fresh ideas out there. That'll be kind of cool. What else we got here? Rich, you have played NBA Live 14 since this game-changing patch has come out.
I have.
Is it amazing? How do you feel about the all-new shoot-around? Do you like the graphical improvements? Have you noticed that they've added the official court jerseys for the 2014 All-Star Game?
Well, here's the deal. On Friday of this week, I have a very interesting interview with Sean O'Brien, who is the executive producer of NBA Live, on the Press Row podcast. And we go in depth on a whole lot of stuff. And so I don't want to spoil that very much. But I will say that for me, the updates to NBA Live are welcome, but they don't make me want to play the game anymore than I'm already playing it, which is not very much. And the reason for that is simple. I am playing 2 games a lot right now. One of them is Madden in our Press Row League, and one of them is NBA 2K in the My Career mode. The My Career mode I play exclusively on the treadmill. I am fully invested in my guy. I literally tonight on the treadmill got put in the starting lineup. It's like March 3rd or March 4th, so I'm almost like day and date with the real calendar. And my team is terrible, but I'm slowly getting better, and I'm earning all my points like the right way. So like that's all that I'm doing game-wise. Like there's not a whole lot of time for anything else unless I'm on the road and I'm playing my Vita or my 3DS or something. Mm-hmm. So it's not so much a knock per se on NBA Live. It's just my plate is already full, and the updates to the game, again, while welcome, aren't personally going to make me, stop playing NBA 2K my career and play it. But I have played it. Brian Weedai and I played a couple, 2 or 3 games, and I played a little bit more. The practice is great because it certainly does teach you the moves in the game, so that's welcome. I don't personally notice any real difference in fidelity or graphics. I believe that they are better. We've seen some before and after shots. So, the NBA Live is a franchise that is, it's in a weird, difficult spot. And I think Sean O'Brien was very open and honest about it in the episode that comes out on Friday. He remains steadfast and convinced that the series is going to get better and that 15 will be better. And he wants to make sure that the people who bought 14 know that they're continuing to be supported. They haven't been abandoned. So, it's in a tough spot. I mean, the bottom line is NBA 2K14 on the court is superior to NBA Live. There's a lot I don't like about NBA 2K14, but there's enough that I do like about it that I play my career almost every day. So that's me. Talk about rambling. That was a ramble right there.
It's all good. You know why we still have to play our NBA Live series?
Yes, we do. And will be better now because, again, there are some fixes, some stability fixes, and some updates that will make it better. It still is going to be rough. But yeah, I'm all in, man. I've got the game. I'll play it.
It's a good thing we waited till now to get this update so we can play.
Well, it could be interesting around the time of the NBA playoffs and the NBA finals, for us to do that. That could be fun, right?
Yeah, I'm interested. We should start planning that out. What team should I be? Who's good in basketball? I'll be the Heat. You can be whoever you want.
The Heat are good. We could do Heat Thunder. Like those are the 2 best teams right now. The Heat and the
Thunder. Kachuga.
Indiana's really good too. Like we could even do like a Eastern Conference Miami Heat versus Indiana Pacers thing. It's possible.
Sure. We could do that. Yeah. So I'm gonna look forward to your interview. You say Friday.
It comes out on Friday. This Friday,
Friday, February 28th, 2014. For those listening to this in 2020, wanted to get their fill on the 2014 news sports video games. Speaking of other stuff that you've done, Rich.
Yeah.
You've recently written a NASCAR 14 review on Games Radar.
I did, and it's fun. It's a good game.
What console were you playing on? Just out of
the Xbox 360.
Did you try playing it online?
No. I said so in the review.
Smart thinking, Rich, because last year that game did not do that well online.
Well, I did send it after I wrote my review. I did send it to our good friend Greg Seward.
Very good man.
For 2 reasons. Number one, I was traveling immediately after I sent the review, and I wanted him to check out the online. And number 2, the man knows his racing games. Mm-hmm. And the only racing game that we've ever disagreed on or ever had a difference of opinion is Grid 2. I love Grid 2. He did not love Grid 2, but he's wrong, I'm right. But other than that, the guy knows his racing games better than anybody that I know. So I kind of wanted him to validate that I hadn't lost my marbles with NASCAR 14 because I found it in a lot of ways really good. Very frustrating in places too, but overall seemed pretty darn good. And he agreed with me, so I felt better about my review after that. So
did anything jump out at you about the game?
A lot. And, I've played NASCAR Inside Line. We played some of that last year. It's not like I haven't played NASCAR games. But, man, the difference between the tracks are amazing. Like, when you go from Daytona to Martinsville or from Bristol to Pocono, I mean, the way that you race on those super speedways versus the way that you race on those tiny little ovals or those road courses is really stark. And it gave me a real appreciation for some of the challenges of being a NASCAR driver. Because I'm very impatient. And you cannot be impatient when you are a NASCAR driver. I caused so many wrecks because I just wanted to get out of the pack and get up there. And you just can't do that. So, it's a game that is very technical. It may sound silly. It's a NASCAR game, but it actually is very technical. If you're going to be successful unless you set the difficulty down to almost nothing. You know what I mean? And you turn on all the assists. Like unless you basically make the game play itself, it really is. There's a lot of challenge. You need to pick your spots. You need to be patient. You need to understand the type of track that it is. You need to understand the best line. There's a whole lot going on in that game. It's actually really impressive. Again, very difficult, very niche. It's not like Forza or Gran Turismo, which I think has a much wider appeal. And there's some disappointing things, like in the career mode. I remember one of my all-time favorite games ever, racing or otherwise, was this game called Dirt to Daytona, where you start off on like the little dirt track circuit with these crazy cars, and then you move up to modified cars, and then you get on the truck series, and then ultimately you get to NASCAR. Like by the time you get to the NASCAR, you really feel like you have paid your dues. In this game, there's none of that. You start a career, boom, you're in the NASCAR, you're in the big leagues, you're at the Daytona 500. So it would be cool to have some more. But, you know, it's NASCAR 14, and they did a nice job. A lot of the real drivers, it looks like all the real tracks. There's a lot going on in that game. Very niche, but a lot of good stuff.
Was there a 6-hour rain delay when you tried to do your Daytona 500?
No, there was not. It's funny because I only set the race to be 10%. But 10% of a NASCAR race is a lot of laps.
Well, at Daytona, that's still 20 laps. And they're pretty long laps.
That's right. I got thinking, I was like, wow, 10%, man. That's like, you know, you're talking anywhere between 45 and 60 seconds a lap. That's a 15 to 20-minute race.
Yeah.
That's a long, long time. And one mistake, you know, you're in trouble.
I don't know. I feel like I kind of might want to try to get this game. Especially since Dale Jr. won the Daytona 500, so
it is fun.
I'm excited for racing again.
You know, but it ain't Gran Turismo. It ain't Forza. It's much more sim, or at least the way that it's designed to be played.
Right. Is
much more sim.
Yeah, I would love to talk to Greg about how the online is.
Yeah.
Because last year we had some problems where we tried to do a league and
didn't work.
It was like if there was a yellow flag, half the people would come back from the yellow flag just not in the game.
Right. So. And actually, the big addition, there were several additions. You know, one of them was the handling of the cars. They put some pretty significant improvements in there, and Greg agreed that those improvements were legit. But one of the other big additions is online leagues. Where it keeps track of all that stuff for you.
All right. I'm definitely going to have to try to get this game in here.
But it's a good game. So
excellent.
If you can get it for a good price, I don't think you can go wrong, especially if you liked earlier NASCAR games. And
yeah, I did. I liked I liked Inside the Line. But I mean the online issues were really what killed it for me in the end.
Well, good thing we don't have any problems with games with online issues anymore. Cause,
oh, my God. I love this new next-gen digital future that we're in.
Have you heard about the collapse of the Garden Warfare Plants vs. Zombies game tonight?
No, but I assumed it would be coming because...
the whole thing melted.
Isn't it essentially Battlefield 4 with a new skin? And Battlefield 4 has enough problems, so...
It's amazing. It's amazing.
So... But hey, no problems with our Madden online franchise, so I'm happy.
Very few. Mike Phillips has had a couple of glitches where he played a game and it didn't register, but...
I mean, I blame that more on Utah than anything else, but...
Well, that's true. But relative to the number of glitches we have had in prior Madden leagues, yeah. I mean, this has been really smooth sailing.
I mean, cross your fingers for MLB.
And by the way, Gus Ramsey joining the league for Season 3. How exciting is that?
I know, I'm pretty stoked.
It's quite an amazing amalgamation of people we have in this league.
You
know? Like, can you imagine, like, 5 years ago thinking, let's see, we're going to have ESPN's Gus Ramsey, we're going to have Pasta Padre, you know, we're going to have Greg Ford, we're going to have Cat Bailey, we're going to have, you know, a couple of the guys who make the game, you know, Donnie Moore. It's an amazing collection of people in this franchise. It's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. This is the most fun I've had in the Madden League.
Oh, not even close. I mean, and I love four-string. I really love four-string. But
You know what it is? 32 people is that's just too much.
Too much, and they were all so good. Like
Yeah.
I'm not as good as all of the 8 remaining people in the league, but I'm good enough to play, an overtime wild card playoff game against Pasta Padre and come close to winning. So that's good enough for me.
Yeah, and it's not like you're not having fun in the regular season.
Well, that's the thing. I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's a great game. Great game. Little known fact. You know that there's been 25 years of those games? Let me
Really?
tell you. Yeah. I went to, as I said earlier, I went to the
You did.
Museum of Moving Image and
Was
saw.
that?
First off, that museum, Rich. Next time you get a chance, go check it out. It's
Okay.
pretty awesome. Chewbacca's head's there.
Really?
You can play some Frogger.
I like Frogger.
You can play. They have 25 indie games there right now that you can go play. It's pretty awesome. They got movies, TV. I mean, it's great. Just go. It's in Astoria. There's a movie set next to it. It's where they film Orange is the New Black, if you're a Netflix fan.
My good friend's wife had a couple of cameo appearances in that show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's a chick from that 70s show.
How did you know that?
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Wow. Like, I didn't know, I know I'm good. Didn't know I was that good. I think that's it for news, Rich.
Okay.
Anything else fancy you want to talk about?
No, I think we covered everything I had to say.
And more, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Twitter questions. We have no Twitter questions because I did not say anything about it. Let's see. Nothing in the chat room. And if you're listening to this, make sure you follow twitch.tv/ThatSportsGamer so that you can be a part of the chat room while this is going live. We've got people like Special Keezy, that Zach Davis. They're all chatting it up in there, having a good time.
Good guys.
What else? You can follow me on Twitter at ThatSportsGamer, Rich Grisham.
At Rich Grisham and the Press Row Podcast at Press Row Podcast.
Where'd you come up with that at Rich Grisham? Is that like a...
It's a long, long story. Way too long for the show.
Wow. We'll save that for a special edition. Maybe episode 100 we'll discuss where your Twitter name came from. People are dying to hear about it.
Oh, yeah.
What else? You can follow That Sports Gamer on Facebook, facebook.com/ThatSportsGamer. Give it a like, give it a poke. I mean, that sounds disgusting. Every time I hear give it a poke on Facebook, it sounds worse. I don't know how it was possible, but...
I'm one of those people, but I have utterly abandoned Facebook.
I try, and I always get pulled back in. But it's a good place.
I used to, it's been forever since I posted. I used to, log back on and, look at stuff, but now I don't even do that anymore.
Yeah. It's when I sit down, I open up Gmail, Twitter, Facebook. Facebook's the first one that gets closed, inevitably.
Yeah, I sit down. It's Gmail, my Yahoo Mail, Twitter, and...
Do you say, Yahoo?
Well, then Operation Sports and Pasta Padre, just because I like to see what people are talking about.
True. What else? If you want to comment on the show, you can comment down below the post on thatsportsgamer.com. I mean, you can do it on facebook.com because there'll be a link to this show there. You can comment over there if you want, so make Rich read it somehow. You can also send emails to feedback@thatsportsgamer.com. You can rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher.
Do that.
Stitcher just got a big upgrade, actually.
Yeah.
On the mobile app, so go check that out. What else? YouTube.com/ThatSportsGamer, Twitch.tv/ThatSportsGamer. If you like video stuff, you can watch me block a punt in Madden. Didn't even know it was possible.
No.
I feel like we've always talked like this year it was literally impossible.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. If we can ever get Greg Seward back on the line, we can do a new retro roundtable because I would love to talk about RBI baseball.
I am ready. My body is ready to talk about that game.
I mean, New Jersey people love podcasting. People from Canada, I don't know what their problem is. I think they found out that island, Oak Island maybe it is, where they think all that treasure is. They changed some rules with it. People might start digging again. I think that's where Greg might be. Do you know any of this?
No clue.
Possibly the Templar treasure is buried on an island in Nova Scotia. And there's some stuff. They might be opening it up to digging again. There's every 10 feet, there's more wood and concrete. It's crazy, Rich. Go on Wikipedia. I think it's called Oak Island. Oak Island, Nova Scotia. That's what it's called. Oak Island. Google it. Find it out. It's amazing. I don't know what else. Hey, Rich,
Yo,
do you have a website?
me personally, no.
You know you should have a website, Rich.
Really?
Yeah, go to GoDaddy.com. Get a website. And if you use the referral code WowTSGShow, you get 35% off your order.
It seems like a lot of work, but if I do, I will do exactly that to get it.
Rich, they have all sorts of tools to make it super easy for you.
Yeah, but TJ.
Nope, no excuses, Rich. You're out of excuses.
One day I will have my son build me a website.
Brilliant. I mean, I'm sure you could do it.
I
GoDaddy's tools are
can.
super easy. No, I'm sure he could do it.
Yeah, he can probably do it.
He
right
can
now.
have the number one portal level. What did he do that? No, what?
Oh yeah,
Is he
you
doing
just said it.
portal levels, right?
The kid goes on Steam every night before bed, and using the great level building tool that they have for Portal on Steam, he designs levels like you would not believe. It's unbelievable.
See? Perfect. He should have Little Grisham's portalsites.com. I'm sure it's available.
The kid sleeps with the plushy turret from Portal. He loves him some Portal.
See? Good game.
Best game ever.
All right, Rich Grisham, thank you very much for joining me tonight.
TJ, I love doing this. Thank you for having me. It's always a lot of fun.
I'm always willing to have you, and I can't wait till we go to Boston and talk about that crisis.
There's a crisis, or if there isn't, we'll invent one.
Or is there
One or the
not?
other.
Is this like global warming, where it's a crisis, or is it? Because you know what? It was freezing last week. So
It's freezing right now.
no, it's beautiful out. I'm losing snow every day.
What are you talking about? It's like 20 degrees outside right now.
Rich, don't make me open my phone right now. Oh, so what's funny is, so I went on vacation. What was it, 2 weeks ago? Last week, something like that.
Yeah.
I've been checking my phone in the morning to see the temperature. It's 30
Yeah.
degrees outside right now.
6 where I am, so just so you know.
So before I leave, I would look at my phone to see what the temperature is, and then I realized for like a week I've been looking at the temperature in a much warmer place. I was like, oh, it's like 60 degrees out this morning. Which I don't even need a jacket today. I go outside. It's like it's a little cold for 60 degrees, but maybe I'm just messed up.
Nice. I was in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale. Oh my gosh. If there's a nicer place to be than the beaches of Fort Lauderdale in the middle of February, I'm sure there are many. But still, it was nice.
True.
It was really nice.
All right, Rich. I think we're good here.
Oh, great. Sounds good.
Rich, thank you very much for joining me. I think we've already done this part already, but
You're welcome and thank you.
we should do this again real soon. Maybe next
Can't
week.
wait. Sounds good.
Thank you, Rich. For Rich, I'm TJ, and it's been another episode of That Sports Gamer Show.